Let's talk about the hydrogen peroxide for a moment. Is that depending on where it's sourced from, can enable the possibility of showcasing or promoting some claims related to what hydrogen peroxide is effective in doing. And I think that comes through the EPA-approved hydrogen peroxide solutions.
Our hydrogen peroxide right now is sourced from overseas. The EPA was not going to regulate our product at all early on, but COVID changed that and broadened the regulatory arm of the EPA. And so the EPA said there were certain claims we could not make unless we were using EPA-approved hydrogen peroxide. So on our next run of refill bottles, we will get that done stateside. EPA hydrogen peroxide is super accessible over here, and it's actually at a lower price point.
And what are some of the claims that can be made using EPA approved hydrogen peroxide?
Well, basically all the claims that come with hydrogen peroxide, we can now claim those as well.
What is that?
Just all the
kills germs, bacteria.
Yes.
We can't say we prevent any diseases, but with EPA certified hydrogen peroxide, you can use whatever claims they can use, which might be the prevention of diseases such as oral E. coli, heart disease, things that they're learning are transmitted through the mouth and gums.
That makes some pretty compelling claims for the product then, in terms of what you can do. And Jolie, this would go back to you on the marketing side. If using EPA approved hydrogen peroxide, then there's an opportunity to enhance what is presented about BrushSpa.
Absolutely. It would make it, I wouldn't say easier, because BrushSpa itself, you should want to have, a clean toothbrush and stuff, but I think it just makes the case more compelling when people hear those buzzwords, especially in marketing. Buzzwords like kills bacteria, prevents, things like that, people tend to perk up. Know that hydrogen peroxide does that and can't connect the dots without those buzzwords. Using that in marketing would definitely help.
Hydrogen peroxide is used a lot in the oral environment. There are different products on the market that utilize hydrogen peroxide for the treatment of periodontal disease and for the treatment of caries. So the pathogenic bacteria in the mouth that cause disease are anaerobes. So when we're using hydrogen peroxide, it's H2O2, which utilizes that oxygen component and helps to kill bacteria. So it's not just like the E. coli situation, but with pathology that causes periodontal disease, which leads to colorectal cancer, heart attack, rheumatoid arthritis. So we're dealing with all of those pathogens that could be harbored on your toothbrush and reintroduced into the mouth that are causative of both periodontal disease and systemic disease.